Texas quarterback Casey Thompson is preparing for his start against Rice this weekend. I want to take a few minutes to talk about the Rice defense, what you can expect from the Rice defense, and then what Casey Thompson needs to do to help the Texas offense be put in the best situation of the best spot possible. And so the Rice defense, we're going to watch 4 clips against Arkansas, and even though it's not the same offense, it'll still give us a decent idea of what Rice could throw towards Texas. But the Rice defense likes to blitz. They like to get pressure on the quarterback. You'll see them bringing 5 to 6 guys. And then as far as defensive scheme goes, you'll see a lot of cover 1 or cover 3. So regardless of what they throw at you pre-snap, they're probably rolling into one of those coverages some way, form, or fashion. One thing you'll see with Rice as well is they'll have one coverage designed to the boundary side and a different coverage designed to the field side, which is important to note as well. So you'll see in these clips, I think off the top of my head, if I can remember, like you'll have a man on the boundary side, then like a cover 3 type scheme on the field side, or vice versa. We'll see in the film. But one thing Casey Thompson I think needs to do, or 2 things, is I think running the ball. I think there's going to be some opportunities to run the ball, get comfortable. Then once you get comfortable, then you're able to kind of open up the passing game as well. And I think even though there'll be pressure, getting the ball out quick, and then stepping up in the pocket when it needs to, taking off when it needs to. So the main keys: run to get comfortable, and then take what the defense gives you, get the ball out quick against pressure. So again, we're going to dive into the film against Arkansas, and then we're going to look at some of Casey Thompson's film against Arkansas as well. From this past week, even though it's different defenses, they only bring in 3 or 4 guys different than Rice. He did some good things running the ball and passing as well that I think can be applicable to the defense against Rice. So let's go ahead and dive into the film. Let's look at the Rice defense, look at what Casey Thompson needs to do, and then we will kind of catch you on the back end of the video. So here's a look against Arkansas's offense when they're in 10 personnel and just spread out with a receiver numbers and then receiver outside the numbers look, right? So you could technically say you got 2 up top safeties, even though it looks to be more like a man position. And you'll see Rice does bring pressure here, and the middle of the field is kind of wide open. This ends up being a scramble by KJ Jefferson, but you can see basically we have 7 guys in the box here pre-snap as this DB moves in here, and you're going to have 7 guys in the box, which is 4. Almost like an umbrella type deal besides this press man here, but you got 4 DBs here, so they're anticipating getting pressure on the quarterback. We see that Rice is able to get pressure on the quarterback. Arkansas quarterback KJ Jefferson breaks it and picks up the first down here. So if Rice does present that look, there's only 4 DBs. One, I think Texas receivers obviously will be asked to beat them with their man coverage, but there's no spy or anyone on Thompson. I expect him to be able to have some success running the ball as well. So again, Rice likes to show you one thing pre-snap and then roll to something else post-snap, which isn't uncommon, of course. And then with the fact that Arkansas had a lot of motion pre-snap as well, had Rice, go into different coverages as well. But we'll see a similar coverage that we've seen in the past. It's man here with 1 up top safety coming over, and we see that this motion man's coming out here, and watch how the linebacker comes out. The safety's rolling this way because you have the dominant side, trip side here. You got 1 up top safety. So you're probably in a cover 3 right here as this DB's bailing. This DB's way off. And this is probably what I anticipate Rice playing against Texas, to try to keep everything in front. But watch how this opens up the running lane for Jefferson here. He's going to take the back here, even though the back's staying in to block, it looks like. But the backer still goes here. Safety's going to the trip side, and this opens up a big running lane for KJ Jefferson. So, again, whether it is man or cover 3, the fact that Texas can have some pre-snap movement could get Rice out of position and, I think, open up some running lanes for Casey Thompson at quarterback. So, again, another example of Rice showing one thing pre-snap and then another thing post-snap after the snap of the ball. And this is another example of Rice having one coverage to the boundary side, another coverage to the field side here, right? So we see this press man here, which we've seen Rice do in the past. On one side of the field have press man, and the field side they're going to be a little off man or even a zone here. We see this is the slot receiver. There's another receiver you can't see off the screen, and that corner is about 7-8 yards off the line of scrimmage. We'll see the snap of the ball here. Comes down to man here. This backer or slot, this slot DB sees that it is not a run play, and so now his assignment is to get in zone. There's no up top safety whatsoever. Rice is stacking the box again, and they're bringing 5. Jefferson does a good job throwing to the receiver up here. So again, there'll be some mismatches that I think Thompson will be able to take advantage of. Get a back shoulder throw there. If the Rice DBs and press man there, then there'll be some Texas receivers that can take advantage of that position or that defensive scheme there. So just another example of field side is one coverage, I'm sorry, boundary side is one coverage, field side is a different coverage. Find your matchup, and Casey Thompson will be able to get his ball to his receivers. So this is a run play for Arkansas, but it's another example of Rice showing one thing pre-snap, or trying to disguise something pre-snap and doing something different post-snap. And like we talked earlier, Rice did a lot of man and a lot of cover 3. So regardless what that looked pre-snap, at least against Arkansas, you can kind of know, okay, regardless what it looks like pre-snap, they're going to go to man or go to cover 3 most likely. So if you know that, then you have certain plays in your package you can use. So it ends up being a run play for Arkansas. But I want to show it because you got a corner blitz here. So even though you got 6 in the box here, you're bringing 5. And again, Rice is bringing 5 or 6 most every play. They try to get pressure. We have DB going to the third, middle of the field. Top DB is going to this third as well. So again, cover 3 look with a corner blitz here. Even though it's a run play, it's just an example of another situation or another look that Rice could throw towards Texas to try to confuse you pre-snap, but again, you know what you're going to get post-snap most likely. So here's Casey Thompson on a quick running play. It's 2nd and 3. You only get about 4, 5, 6 yards or so. But I think getting Thompson running and doing it at least early in the game to get him comfortable is something that we can potentially see against Rice here. I know as a former very unsuccessful college quarterback myself, when you got running some and when you got a few successful run plays and got hit some, you got kind of more comfortable, able to kind of get into the game plan. So again, I think we'll be able to see some running plays against this Rice defense like we saw, and then Casey Thompson just getting upfield. So even though it was only about 5 or 6 yards or so, it's just an example of what you could see for Thompson getting started. So here's a completion for Thompson against Arkansas. It's going to be a dig route here on 3rd and 4. And again, Arkansas is just bringing 3. They ended up bringing 4 actually here. But like we said earlier in the videos, Rice, a lot of times there is pressure or not from Rice. So another good passing play here from Thompson. And again, Arkansas is only bringing 3 here, so it'll be a little bit different than what we saw with Rice. But at the same time, it's a good job of Thompson in the pocket, step up in the pocket, and throwing a good ball. So just being able to do this against the blitz as well and stay in the pocket, and Texas O-line being able to pick up the blitz will be important as well here. And if for whatever reason the blitz does not get picked up, then you trust Thompson to be able to run and pick up the first down. But again, Arkansas is just bringing 3 at this point in the game. Good job by Thompson staying in the pocket, searching or going through his progressions and throwing a good ball for a first down there. So again, the Rice defense could throw several different things towards Casey Thompson and towards the Texas offense. You could see one coverage on boundary side, one coverage on field side, but I think you're going to get some pressure. I think they're going to be trying to bring 5, 6 guys each play and forcing Casey Thompson to make quick decisions. And then I think Casey Thompson running the ball as well is going to be able to hopefully slow down that blitz as well. And again, like we talked earlier, Texas should be able to defeat the Rice defense regardless what they throw their way, but still it's why you play the game, and it's still worth talking about what to expect from the Rice defense. But I want to hear from you. What do you think Texas needs to do offensively? What do you think Casey Thompson needs to do against the Rice defense? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the next quarterback-related video.